A few days ago, on a road outside Kharkiv, a Russian drone chased down a truck. The drone filmed it. Someone posted the clip. And within hours, volunteers had matched the trees, the roofline, the curve of the road, and pinned it to this exact spot. It's one of 2,800 verified events on this map right now. Filmed by drones, checked by humans, posted with the video attached. Anyone can open it. It's free. It's legal. It updates every 2 hours. This is the war you were never supposed to see. In February 2022, Vladimir Putin sent tanks across the border of Ukraine, the largest war in Europe since World War II. He called it a special military operation. He wanted to redraw the map of Europe by force. What he got instead is the most documented war in human history. Everything you're about to see is public. Every clip is verified. Every camera is legal. Nothing here is classified. Putin has long claimed that Russians and Ukrainians are, quote, one people, one nation. But Ukraine is a sovereign country, its own language, its own culture, its own government, and a very long memory of what Moscow's embrace feels like. For most of the 18th and 19th centuries, Ukraine was part of the Russian Empire. In 1917, revolution brought the empire down. Ukraine declared independence, briefly. Within years, it was absorbed into the brand new Soviet Union as one of its first republics. By the end of World War II, Europe was split in half, the Soviet sphere on one side, the West on the other. In 1949, the West formed NATO, an alliance with one core promise: attack one of us, and you fight all of us. The Soviet side answered with the Warsaw Pact. Two armed camps staring at each other for 40 years. Then, in 1991, one side simply collapsed. The Soviet Union dissolved into 15 countries, including an independent Ukraine and a much weaker Russia. But NATO didn't dissolve, it grew. Poland, Hungary, the Czech Republic in 1999, 7 more countries in 2004. The alliance now sat on Russia's doorstep, the longest NATO-Russia border in history. Only 3 post-Soviet countries were left in between: Belarus, Georgia, and Ukraine. And Ukraine kept drifting west, a NATO partnership in 1994. And by 2013, a trade agreement with the European Union ready to sign. Ukraine's pro-Russian president refused to sign it. Hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians took to the streets. They stayed through the winter, chanting one line: Ukraine is Europe. In February 2014, the government opened fire. More than 100 protesters were killed. Within days, the president fled the country. Putin had just lost his political grip on Ukraine, so he reached for the other kind of grip. First, he seized Crimea. Then Russian-backed separatists carved out 2 regions in the east, Donetsk and Luhansk. The war that followed killed 14,000 people and displaced almost 2 million, years before most of the world was paying attention. And it drew a line. This line. You can still see it on the map today, updated daily. For 8 years, that line barely moved. Then, in late 2021, satellites spotted something. American satellites photographed 100,000 Russian troops massing on Ukraine's border. Tanks, field hospitals, everything. Satellites, intelligence agencies, classified briefings. In 2021, that is what it took to see a war coming. Hold that thought. Because in 2026, this is what seeing a war looks like. This is a live intelligence board. Public. Free. Russia-Ukraine. Threat score 9.7. More than 120 intelligence briefs this week alone. And these are the verified events, not claims, not rumors. Every one filmed, geolocated, and double-checked by volunteers. A community called GeoConfirmed, founded on February 24th, 2022, the same day the invasion began. From a phone clip to a coordinate, match the terrain, cross-check the shadows, confirm with a second analyst, and pin it. Hours, not weeks. Every pin carries its source. Press play, and you watch the war happen at the exact coordinates where it happened. There is a lot to verify. This year, Russia is building 19,000 attack drones a day. In 1 month, Ukraine flew 357,000 drone missions. Of all that, the map shows what humans could actually verify. Roughly 30 events a day with the video to prove each one. Verified is the filter, not the total. And the archive runs deep. 6,000 documented battles from earlier wars. All of them mapped. The front line redrawn every day. Quiet where it's gray. Loud where it's red. This layer is the invisible war, GPS interference. 46 jamming zones mapped from yesterday's data. Even the economy of the war shows up. This week, Ukrainian drones shut down 2 Russian ports on the Sea of Azov. The map carried it before most newspapers did. But rewind 4 years, because to understand what you're looking at, you need to see how it began. On February 21st, 2022, Putin recognized his 2 puppet republics as independent states and sent troops across the border to, quote, keep the peace. Hours before the invasion, Volodymyr Zelensky spoke directly to the Russian people. Who will suffer the most? The people. Who doesn't want it the most? The people. Who can stop it? The people. Nobody stopped it. On February 24th at dawn, Russia invaded from 3 directions. We know the exact minute because a border security camera filmed them coming in. The map of Europe hasn't been the same since. The world answered with the harshest sanctions in history. Millions of refugees crossed into Europe. NATO activated its response force for the first time ever. But everyone tread carefully. Russia still owns the world's largest nuclear arsenal. 4 years on, the war grinds forward meter by meter. But something else happened along the way. Something nobody planned. And if you think this story is only about tanks and territory, it's not. It's also the story of 10,000 cameras. Early in the war, Ukraine's security service began switching off the country's own public webcams. It has now blocked about 10,000 of them. Here's why. On January 2nd, 2024, Russia aimed 99 missiles at Kyiv and Kharkiv, guided in part by 2 hacked residential webcams. The attackers had quietly tilted them toward the city's air defenses and streamed the feed on YouTube. This map holds 175,000 public cameras, 15,000 of them streaming live video, traffic, coastlines, city squares, mountaintops. And on that map, Ukraine is almost dark. Kyiv, a city of 3 million, shows 5 cameras. None of them live. In this war, a webcam isn't a window. It's a target designator. But 3,000 kilometers south, another war made the opposite choice. When Iranian missiles crossed the sky over Jerusalem, in 2024 and again this year, the world watched them arrive live. On this camera, it's streaming right now. And it isn't the only war on this map right now. The same board tracks the Middle East at critical 9.7 this month. Attacks on tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. The war at sea is a story for another video. Remember the truck outside Kharkiv? By the time you finish this video, that clip has been verified, geolocated, and pinned right next to the prediction markets pricing what happens next. You can do all of this yourself. Open the map. Pick a theater. Turn on the layers, verified events, front lines, cameras, interference. For 5,000 years, the first casualty of war was the truth. This war has 100,000 witnesses that never blink. The fog of war didn't lift. It was streamed. This is Argos Atlas. Free. No sign up. The map is already open.